Hello and welcome to a look at a battle squadron for the Amiga. A shoot 'em up in which you, as a commander of some sort, have to go out and rescue other commanders that got kidnapped. Because, yeah, game plots, you know. This Barracks Empire thing has been wanted to rule the universe, all that stuff, and everyone's not overly keen on that and's been fighting them. Some of Earth's greatest heroes have been out on a successful mission, and on the way back they get caught. Of course. So you are sent out to rescue them. And that is the plot. No one ever expected game plots, especially not shoot 'em up game plots, to be Hollywood blockbuster scripts, but we'll take it for what it is. Battle Squadron has a popularity or fame for Amiga users. For many Amiga users, I should say. I can't speak for other people in general, but whatever. A fame almost as huge as Hypers when it comes to shoot 'em ups. And there will be a certain comparison to Hypers that is unavoidable, because the games are very similar in many ways and yet so very different. Let's get over the technical aspects. I mean, it's a vertically scrolling shoot 'em up, but there's not much special about that as such. So, from a graphical point of view, it actually looks quite nice. I'm quite impressed. You can argue that if you compare it straight up to Hypers, that it's got more life, with more color variation than Hypers, and definitely more use of light colors compared to Hypers. But still, I think personally, on a personal level, that the graphics in Hypers works better. The music is perhaps not as funky as it is in Hypers, but it's quite enjoyable, and it's a very decent tune. You don't get annoyed listening to it for longer game sessions, and it is in its own right not bad at all. The sound effects, I mean, they're not bad, but I just feel I've heard them a billion times before. It feels like it's very stock sound effects. And in that regard, while they're not bad, it's not something that particularly impresses me much. It's not something I dislike, but it's just, yeah. So, of course, the gameplay of a vertically scrolling shoot 'em up, surprise, is to shoot stuff. And in order to shoot stuff, you need something to shoot stuff with. Something better than water cannons, I assume. And this game offers various colored power-ups. There are certain types of enemies, when you shoot them, will leave some boxes behind that changes color. Each color signifies a certain weapon type. The weapon type I'm using right now is the red boxes, and years of experience with shooters have taught me that by and large the spread shots are more efficient, depending on the game of course, but I mean by and large you want to hit as much of the screen as you possibly can with every single shot you fire. But in many games, and this one's included, that means of course you're sacrificing punching power. So while the spread shot will hit a lot of stuff, it will need an awful lot of hits to actually destroy anything. So it comes with a trade-off. You can get concentrated fire instead, which will do a lot more damage on the spot of course, but won't hit half the area that this shot will. Let's say the power-ups are varied enough to be interesting. Not necessarily super exciting, but they do what they need to do. The problem of course is if you have a weapon power-up thing going and you have built it up multiple ranks, and then suddenly you have one of those weapon things coming around, you suddenly have to dodge the power up, which, I mean, I'm very sure the ranks remain the same, so if you have rank 3 red shot and you pick up a blue, you will get a rank 4 blue shot thing. So I'm very sure you're not losing out on power as such. But the thing is, if you're very, very heavily relying on having spread shot and then you suddenly get a concentrated shot because you couldn't avoid it because you were trying to avoid getting hit by a bullet and then pick up a weapon instead, that is a bit of an obnoxious mechanic. You also have special weapons, as you can see right now, that I'm using, and while they are nice as such, the way they're used is extremely obnoxious. In order to activate those super missiles, you have to hold down the fire button and rotate the joystick in circles. And truth be told, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of that. I know there's a similar mechanic in Hybrids that I found quite nice because it's keeping the function on the joystick, but the problem is because it's holding on the fire button and rotating the joystick, it means that if you are in a tight spot and you will need a screen clear by using your super missiles, you can't use them because you haven't got the space to pull the maneuver off. Meaning that the value of them, while they are very, very strong once you manage to get them quite off, can be questionable at best. One thing, actually two things that I'm not a fan of, actually I think they are outright no-goes in shoot-em-ups, in any games, but no, not in any game, but the shoot-em-ups specifically that this game presents are semi-invisible or invisible enemies that you will notice a slight shimmer in the background, and you just have to basically spray and pray constantly hoping that you hit them, because they will try to hit you, obviously, or it wouldn't be fun. And of course, off-screen shooting. Once an enemy is off the screen, they should not be able to shoot at you. They can't do it for for a long time after getting off screen, but there are multiple times where you get shots coming in from the rear after the enemy has passed the screen. And I understand it's a mechanic that's been used and it's possibly generally accepted, but just because something is generally accepted doesn't mean that I have to like it, and I don't. I am not a fan of it. Once I have cleared an enemy behind me, that should be behind me. It shouldn't be able to do a departing shot. But that of course is down to opinion. As per usual, I can't test how this game plays out in 2-player mode because I'm playing by myself, but I would assume it becomes easier and more competitive, perhaps even. As a whole, the game is not overly difficult, but it is entertaining enough for what it is. Personally, I still think Hybrids is the better game, but this is a worthy shooter. And on that note, thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye for now.